your host on American Media Periscope. Thank you so much for joining us today. The amount of news going on is just unbelievable. We got the economy imploding, inflation soaring. We've got food and energy crisis coming very rapidly toward our shores like a tsunami. We've got massive complications from the mandated COVID injections, and we've got war, potentially World War III on the horizon. But don't worry, Biden's got it all under control. He's got a really significant new initiative: racist airplane seats. Check this out.
Decision. Some airlines, if you want 6 more inches between you and the seat in front, you pay more money. But you don't know it until you purchase your ticket. Look, folks, these are junk fees. They're unfair, and they hit marginalized Americans the hardest, especially low-income folks and people of color. They benefit big corporations, not consumers.
Yeah, those racist airplane seats. Hard to imagine that this is what Biden's handlers think he ought to be focused on right now. In other news out of the Biden administration, they are now coming under congressional scrutiny for spending $20,000 of our hard-earned tax dollars through the State Department promoting drag queen shows for children in Ecuador. Yep, true story. Fox News report the State Department awarded $20,600 worth of grants on September 23rd to the Centro Ecuatoriano Norteamericano Abraham Lincoln in Ecuador. This is a nonprofit supported by the U.S. Embassy and the consulate in Ecuador. And according to the grant documents, this should include 3 workshops, 12 drag theater performances, and a 2-minute documentary. According to the Ecuadorian National Assembly member Hector Ipedes, this program is outrageous. He says this is an attack against the values of the great majority of Ecuadorians, that the United States is practicing diplomacy of gender ideology. He says this saddens me that the taxes of American families are wasted in perverting values of other countries when we rather need to strengthen public safety during the worst crime crisis in Ecuador's history. Sir, you and I both, right? It saddens me greatly that our tax dollars are being wasted corrupting children in Ecuador and all over the world. What does our country come to, folks, that the Biden administration is now exporting transgender abortions and all the rest of it? It is simply outrageous. But don't think your own children are insulated from this madness. Breaking news out of North Carolina, 7th graders have been reading a book on the ins and outs of gay sex at school. I actually wrestled with myself last night. Do I really show this to the folks out there? And my inclination was no, because this stuff is so atrocious. It's so disgusting. If you've got any kids in the room, I want you to please send them out. If you've got any sensitive ears, walk out of the room or put the television on mute for a minute. But a concerned mother in North Carolina found out that this book was in her 7th grader's classroom, found out that it was on the ELA recommended reading list for 7th graders. Turns out this is actually being used all over the country. And it's so disgusting. She decided to go read parts of this book to the school board. And I'm going to show you a clip of that. Again, if you have sensitive ears, get them out of the room or put the TV on mute for a minute. But I want to let you listen to this mother, Christy Wade, who read excerpts to the Charlotte Mecklenburg School Board last week. I know the perversion is almost too grotesque to hear, but the reason I decided to include this today is because, folks, if you think this is hard for you to hear, imagine how your 7th grader feels. Listen to this.
This book is Gay by Juno Dawson was found in a 7th grade classroom at Collinswood Middle School. It was also on the ELA recommended reading list for 7th graders at J.M. Robinson. I'm going to read from Chapter 9, The Ins and Outs of Gay Sex, starting at page 201, Part 1, Boy on Boy Sex. Perhaps the most important skill you will master as a gay or bi man is a timeless classic, the hand job. Good news is you can practice it on yourself. The bad news is each guy has become very used to his own way of getting himself off. Learning how to find a partner's personal style can take ages, but it can be very rewarding when you do. Something they don't teach you in school is that in order to be able to come at all, you or your partner may need to finish off with a handy. A lot of people find it hard to come through other types of sex. That is fine.
Let's cut here. Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. I can't hear any more of that, and I'm sure you guys. It gets worse from there, believe it or not. If you go to Amazon, the description they have on this book on the description page it says there's a long-running joke that after coming out, a lesbian, gay guy, bisexual, or trans person should receive a membership card and instruction manual. It says that this is that instruction manual. That's literally the Amazon description, folks. And this book is being used for 7th graders across the country. In fact, it was even being used in Dearborn, Michigan, the Islamic capital of America, and a parent there called the police to file a police report kudos to that mother. If this was being presented to my children, I'd be calling the police as well. And guess what, folks? This filth is also in Department of Defense schools for the children of our military service members. We're going to talk to